Everybody's got some level of leadership traits. You do, I do. But you ever wonder how you could develop those traits even better than they are now? I have. So in today's Church Tips podcast, we're going to talk about exactly that. Here we go. Hey friend, it's great to be with you here on this Church Tips podcast, and we really hope if you're in the United States, so you had a great Thanksgiving yesterday. We loaded up on plenty of turkey and everything that went along with that. So feeling pretty good. Are you feeling pretty stuffed
feeling
here
great,
today?
man.
Are you?
Feeling great, yeah.
So here we are on Black Friday, and we want to talk to you about some opportunities that are ahead here at the end of this episode. But before we do that, I want to talk to you, and Jonathan wants to talk with you about the development of personal leadership skills within yourself. I remember a time I was sitting up in Johnston, Iowa, just outside of Des Moines, at a village inn, and I'm having conversation with the Lord. I don't know how you talk to the Lord, but I'm having conversation with Him, or I'm saying, "Look, I am so overwhelmed," and I felt I had this image of a plate. And all this stuff, probably good for right after Thanksgiving, all this stuff is falling off the plate. I can't handle all the stuff that's on this plate. And I asked the Lord to give me a platter, to just expand my capacity to lead. And that was a benchmark moment for me. And He did. He helped me. It wasn't like, the next moment I had that. But it went from a plate to a platter. And along the way, it was the development and the growth of greater leadership within me, the intentional steps I had to take, and of course the spiritual steps along the way. So today, we want to fire away some thoughts for you on how to develop the best pastoral leadership traits possible. And we hope you find this helpful. We're going to try to keep it fairly short and sweet for you. And Jonathan's going to get us started.
Yeah, so one of the first things to do to help is to constantly read and invest in yourself all the time. Is basically to never stop. What was it? Lowe's or Home Depot? No, Lowe's, I think. Never stop improving. Or Lowe's. Home Depot. I don't remember which one it is. But that's the concept. Never stop improving. As leaders, we can't ever stop improving.
No.
We need to keep you got to have a book you're reading all the time. You got to be investing in yourself all the time. That's why Leaders.Church exists. It's a way for people to strategically invest in themselves personally, so they're growing in their leadership. And that's why we started it. In fact, right now we've got a great deal. You can go to Leaders.Church. If you're not a member, you can get signed up and get some of the extra bells and whistles because it is the Black Friday weekend.
Right.
But the point is, you have to keep working to get smarter as a leader, to grow personally and invest in yourself. That's the first and foremost thing. If you want to improve and develop your leadership skills, you have to make the investment in yourself.
Well, and right along with that, I would encourage you to emulate other leaders. I remember we have a mutual friend that he said, "I love to be around Dr. Mark Rutland." Dr. Rutland was the former president of Southeastern University, then of Oral Roberts University, and he speaks and communicates. He's got tremendous leadership giftings out there. But this friend of ours said, "I like to just watch him lead. like to watch Rutland lead." And I thought, that is good. Yeah. So you have people in your sphere of influence that are a step or two ahead of you, and they are great leaders. Watch them lead. Yeah. Learn from them. Doesn't mean you have to mimic them, but I'm telling you, if somebody has gone before me and they've developed the skills, I want to listen. I want to watch. And if I can emulate what they do, I'll be a better leader for having done so.
Third thing is to merge the practical and spiritual. The spiritual components and the human components of life are not completely compartmentalized from one another. There's an interconnectedness that happens between the practical aspects of life and the spiritual. And so this means that we need to be seeking God and relying on the Holy Spirit all the time to help us to grow. And even kind of doing what you said earlier about how you ask the Lord to give you a platter. We need to be asking the Lord to help us to grow.
Right.
And then we need to be doing the practical things that we know to do to grow. And so as we take a step of faith, God directs it. And then we take another step of faith. God directs it. So there's this interconnectedness between us stepping and doing action, taking action, and God's hand on it and leading. Yeah. And so you have to merge these two together, and you can't just say it's one or the other. That's the hope strategy. And the hope strategy just doesn't work. You can't just hope that I'm going to get better someday. Hope maybe God will do it. Well, no, you have to take steps too. And so it's both.
It really is. So if you were just to recap this thing, Jonathan, and you want the listener, the viewer, to think, how do I develop in a pastoral leadership way these three things? What's the summary of that?
Well, it's read and invest in yourself all the time. It's emulate other great leaders, and then it's merge the practical and the spiritual together. And when you do those three things, that's going to help you get where you need to go as a leader, as you're leading the church.
It really will. Yeah. And again, we are so happy to be able to offer you the Black Friday content, the sale available. And is there anything else you want to tell them about that?
Well,
or they can just go to Leaders.Church? Or?
Well, if you're not a member of Leaders.Church, that's your first step. You need to jump in and become a member of Leaders.Church. There's 300 plus videos, plus there's other resources in there, discussion guides, content that you can use, not only for yourself, but you can use that to train your team. So, a lot of times pastors are like, man, I know I need to train my team, but they don't have time.
No, right.
And so the first thing to get squeezed from people's time is this investment stuff, because it takes work to put that together.
Yeah.
Well, we've done all the work for you. You literally can go in, watch a video, get your team together, watch a video, print out the discussion guide, ask some questions, and the beautiful thing is, you can take it and make it your own. So it's not like we provide Word documents, PDFs, all this stuff, so you can just jump in and get access. So if you're not a member, you need to jump in. We've got some special offers right now. Go to Leaders.Church, just www.leaders.church. The other thing, if you are a member, or even if you're not, you might also be interested in this. As you know, we have what we call Church University.
Right.
This is our online education arm that we provide from Leaders.Church, and this is a way for you to grow in specific areas of ministry. So we have one on church boards.
Right.
We have a course on the audio production that happens in the auditorium.
Right.
We have one on preaching and
kids ministry. Those are the four big ones right there.
And right now you can get those at a steep discount.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is go to churchuniversity.com. Again, churchuniversity.com. And you can jump in, get access to these courses. These are full courses.
Yeah.
I mean, they're legit. And you're one of the presenters in one of them.
Right.
We have other presenters. So this is top-notch college or seminary level education.
Right.
I mean, it's legit.
So the two places you go is to Leaders.Church, go to that site, and go to churchuniversity.com.
Yep.
They are two separate sites, but we're working this Black Friday to make it as easy as possible for you to step in and begin that investment yourself.
That's right.
Okay, anything else?
That's it.
Okay, we're good to go. Thanks so much for hanging out with us today. Make it a great one, and be blessed.
Hey, Jonathan here, real quick before you go. Everything in your ministry rises and falls on your leadership. So investing in your leadership is essential to staying healthy and growing the ministry. And that's why I want to invite you to join us inside the Leaders.Church membership. This online streaming service for pastors gives you access to more than 300 videos plus training material to level up your leadership and improve your ministry skills. If you'd like to do that, I want to invite you to go to Leaders.Church/boost. Again, that's Leaders.Church/boost. Well, thanks again for joining us on the Church Tips Podcast. We'll look forward to seeing you next time.